today we have to discuss one topic from lesson effects of electric current of 10th standard. So the first topic is energy transfer in an electric circuit. Energy transfer in an electric circuit. So first we have to consider one electric circuit for this. Let V is the potential difference or voltage applied across two ends of conductor, and as soon as the voltage or potential difference is applied across two ends of conductor, then we know that current will start flowing, because we are applying some electric force from the battery. That is, voltage is nothing but the electric force we are applying on the electrons, free electrons, so that they can flow in the electric circuit, and the flow of electrons we called it as electric current. So and let R is the resistance of conductor. I am again repeating, let V is the potential difference or voltage applied across two ends of conductor, and let I is the current flowing through conductor, and let R is the resistance of conductor. Then by Ohm's law we know that V is equal to IR. That is the relationship between voltage and current that Ohm's law explains. So V is equal to IR. Then current is flowing through the circuit, means what? Electrons are flowing, the flow of electrons, that is called electric current. So current is flowing, it means free electrons are flowing, and electrons are carrying charge, and charge is denoted by Q. And how much charge is flowing through the conductor in how much time? That is the electric current, means charge per unit time. That is also called electric current, means electric current is I, is denoted by I, and it is also defined as charge per unit time, means charge Q, and per unit time means T, Q upon T, means I is equal to Q upon T. Then this potential difference or voltage is nothing but the amount of work done to carry a unit positive charge from one point to another point. Here the current is flowing through the circuit, means charge is flowing through the circuit, and that charge, it is pressurized electric force, that voltage is applied on that charge so that it can flow. So when a force is applied on any object or body and it moves, means the displacement of that body occurs, then we can say that work is done there. Here you have studied work in 9th standard. So what is work? Then we can say that work is done. We can say that work is done when a force applied on object or any body causes the displacement of that body. So here the same situation is there. This potential difference or voltage means nothing but the electric force we are applying, so that that charge will displace, it will flow, and we can say that work is done. So this potential difference is nothing but the amount of work done to carry a charge from one point to another point. See here in this electric circuit, that voltage is applied, current is flowing means nothing but the charge is flowing. And why this charge is flowing? Because electric force, that is voltage, is applied on the charge so that it can move from one point to another point in the electric circuit. And in that situation we can say that work is done there. Here, if that resistance R is connected between the 2 points A and B, and that charge has to flow from point A to point B, means from one point to another point, some work is done there, and that work is done by that potential difference. Your basic concept should be clear so that you can understood this topic. For that, in the next video, we can take that potential. What is potential difference? In detail, we will study. Then we will study that heating effect of electric current. What is the heating effect of electric current in detail? Means actually what happens. We are not interested to learn the definition of heating effect of electric current which is given in the book. But what exactly happens and why the heat is produced in that conductor, that we have to study. But now turn to our topic, that a charge it flows from one point to another point, means charge flows through resistor R from point A to point B. In time t, suppose Q is the charge flowing through the electric circuit in time t, then current I is equal to Q upon T. And potential difference is nothing but the amount of work done to transfer a charge from one point to another point. Means what? Potential difference is equal to charge work done upon charge transfer. Then, if some work is done there, this work done, it is converted into heat. This work done to carry a charge from one point to another point in an electric circuit, that work done, it is converted into heat energy. And that is the heating effect of electric current. But here we have to derive this expression, and this is nothing but the Joule's law of heating. We are studying energy transfer in an electric circuit. That topic is nothing but the Joule's law of heating, and we have to derive the expression for that. So here the expression is there. See here what we have assumed there. We have assumed one electric circuit. V is the potential difference or voltage applied across two ends of conductor, and let I is the current flowing through conductor, and R is the resistance of conductor. Then by Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. And from the same expression, I is equal to V upon R. Then this current is flowing through the conductor, means nothing but the charge is flowing through the conductor. And suppose that charge is flowing for time t, then current I, that is charge per unit time, current I is equal to Q upon T. And from that current I is equal to Q upon T, Q is equal to what? I into T. Then potential difference is nothing but the amount of work done transfer a charge from one point to another point. Means potential difference is nothing but the ratio of work done to the charge transfer. And from the same expression, potential difference is denoted by V. From this same expression, that is potential difference, V is equal to work done upon charge transfer, that is W upon Q. Work done is denoted by W and charge is denoted by Q. Then this W is equal to, from this same expression, V into Q. But we know that by the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So put V is equal to IR and Q is equal to IT for this same electric circuit which we have considered. So put Q is equal to IT. We will get W is equal to I square RT. But this W is equal to I square RT is nothing but the work done. W is work done. So when current I flows through the conductor, when current I goes through conductor, this work done, it is converted into heat. Work done, it is converted into heat. So work done is equal to I square RT joule, and this work done, it is converted into heat. Here the unit of work done is joule, but the unit of heat is calorie. This work done is converted into heat, but the unit of work done is joule, and heat is expressed in the form of calories. So we have to use the relationship between the units of that work done and heat, and 4.18 joule equal to 1 calorie. That is the relationship between the units of work done and heat. So finally this work done, it is converted into heat, and that work done, it is in the form of joule, and by using this relationship between the units, this H equal to I square RT upon 4.18 calorie, and this is the expression for Joule's law of heating. H equal to that is when the current flows through the conductor, means charge is flowing through the conductor, and some work is done to transfer a charge from one point to another point. There the work is done, and that work done, it is converted into the form of heat. Means heat is generated in a conductor. This is the Joule's law of heating. H equal to I square RT upon 4.18 calories. Now, from this expression of Joule's law of heating, we can make the statement for Joule's law of heating as the heat generated in a conductor H is directly proportional to the square of current. The heat generated in a conductor is directly proportional to the resistance of conductor. Again, the heat generated in a conductor is directly proportional to the time for which the current is flowing through that conductor. We know that this is LHS side, this is RHS side, and the quantities, if the quantity on RHS side is in numerator and the quantity on LHS side is directly proportional to that quantity. If this quantity H is in numerator in LHS side and this 4.18 means the quantity which is in denominator, so they are inversely proportional to each other. So we can make the statement from this expression, if we keep this expression in our mind, that Joule's law of heating H equal to I square RT upon 4.18, we can make the statement I is the current, R is the resistance, T is the time for which the current is flowing. So this is all about the Joule's law of heating. So we will stop here. In the next period or in the next video, we will explain that heating effect of electric current and potential difference also. The topics are important, and that are the basic concepts, and you are also to study the topics related with these topics. Also this topic may be repeated in 11th and 12th standard, so it must be understood. Okay, thank you.